What's up, everybody? How you guys doing today? My name is David Franco, and welcome back to what I like to call a mini vlog. Lately, I've been doing a lot of work in my studio / office. Let's just call it a studio. And in the process, I've just been coming across a lot of tech that I just wanted. That sounded really weird. The way I just let's just keep it going. Seriously, I don't like how I said that word. It's a little sexual, if you ask me. But anyway, the point is, I'm surrounded by a lot of tech, from my iPod collection to my MacBooks to my keyboards to my mice to a couple TVs, my standing desk and whatever. And I've basically been looking around my studio and saying to myself, you know what? This would make a good video. That would make a good video. And well, today's mini vlog is just an example of that. What's up, guys? Welcome back. Today's video is all about probably my favorite MacBook design of all time. I definitely have a hot take on this, a controversial opinion. A lot of people despised today's MacBook because of one big reason: the butterfly keyboard. I think the negativity was overblown. Yes, it's factual. The keyboard quite literally failed a lot of users. But me personally, knock on fake wood, it's been perfect so far. Okay, well, hold on. Let's first take out the MacBook and let's look at it. Keep in mind, I'm not a daily user of this MacBook, so there is a chance the butterfly keyboard could fail me at some point. But so far, as a casual user, it's just been perfect. And well, that's why it's one of my favorite MacBook design ever. And I'm here to explain why. Wait, hold up. Today's sponsor is Anker. This is the Anker Prime Qi 2 3-in-1 wireless charger. First of all, it supports 25-watt ultra-fast charging, meaning that you can simultaneously charge your iPhone at 15 watts, your Apple Watch at 5 watts, and even your AirPods at 5 watts. Now, if we do some quick math, yes, 25 watts, it checks out. Featuring an industry-first active airflow cooling technology, this actually has a visible air vent, which means that you're going to get up to 24% faster charging, 30% cooler charging temperatures, and come here, whisper quiet operation. And well, to put simply, this is going to help protect your battery health while maintaining peak performance. And finally, my favorite feature of all, an ultra-compact foldable design that makes it easy for travel, storage, and whatnot. Just throw it in your pocket and you're good to go. I absolutely love the fact that it folds and unfolds. Now, this is the world's first smart display charger built specifically for your iPhone. How cool is that? As soon as I plug in my iPhone Air, it actually knows my iPhone Air is connected. Not only can you charge up to 45 watts for intelligent fast charging, it also adapts your battery in real time, meaning that you can reach up to 50% charge in just 20 minutes. This is the ideal way to charge your iPhone and of course protect its battery at the same time. Okay, so where can you buy these products? Great question. The links are right below, and of course a huge thank you to Anker for sponsoring today's video. First of all, let's turn off this light so we can get better foreground light. Almost grabbed the wrong MacBook. I actually almost grabbed the MacBook Pro with Touch Bar, and I'm thinking about making a video on that in the near future, so let me know. Is that something you want to see? Okay, so for context, this is my 2021 M1 Pro MacBook Pro. This thing quite literally runs my life. Definitely the best Mac laptop I've ever had in terms of productivity. But again, if I haven't made it clear, this is my favorite MacBook in regards to design, and I'm here to explain why in today's mini vlog. Now, today is not going to be, a deep dive factual video. Like, I'm not going to go hardcore on the specs. This is a very casual look back at what I believe to be one of Apple's best products that they've ever created. So, first of all, according to Google, this is the MacBook Core M3 1.2 12-inch mid-2017 MacBook, model number A1534 and EMC 3099, released in June 2017. This ultra portable laptop features a 12-inch Retina display, a 1.2 gigahertz Intel Core M3 processor, definitely its biggest shortcoming, and I'll explain why in a bit. I mean, it kind of tells you everything you need to know. It's an Intel Core M3 processor. Guys, there's not a lot of power behind it. That's all you gotta know. 8 gigabytes of RAM, 256 gigabytes of storage, a single USB-C port for charging and data. In addition to that, keyboard I talked about, the butterfly keyboard. So first of all, let's just admire the design. Back when Steve Jobs unveiled the MacBook Air in that famous manila envelope, I think everybody can agree with me when I say this. That blew my mind. Like, that was a breakthrough for thin laptops. But obviously with something so thin, you had to compromise on ports, performance, and all that stuff. So I don't think anybody in their right mind will buy something like the MacBook Air or this 2017 MacBook and expect insane performance. Now, of course, that could very well change with Apple's architecture that we've got going on. Guys, Apple Silicon these days is absolutely phenomenal. Where's my coffee? It's back here. I was like, I need a cup of coffee while I talk to you guys. God forbid I don't, partake in my caffeine intake. But yeah, the point is, the M1 processor and up, like, everything is just so... There's a hairball back there. Just ignore that, okay? Just ignore that, guys. I'm a cat guy. And I'm not going to clean it up for just one video. No offense. Anyway, the M1 architecture and higher, like, everything is just so damn impressive about Apple Silicon. Aside from, like, the lack of RAM and everything with the RAM prices going up. But this video is not about that. This video is just about getting really good performance out of something so energy efficient and, in theory, something so thin. So my point of all this blabbering is, what is stopping Apple from coming out with something like this? Yes, we've got the MacBook, and especially the MacBook Neo, which technically runs an iPhone chip. But still, that is enough for most people. So my question to you is, do you think Apple could pull something like this off again? Something so thin, but with their own silicon? I think they could. There's absolutely no reason why they cannot pull something like this off again. All right, so here we go. First of all, let's put the MacBook Pro away. This is a very good example of Apple engineering at its finest. Check it out. Despite this notebook being so thin and light, it will not lift itself up from the bottom when I try to open up the lid with one hand. Check this out. Check this out. You see that? Do you see that? The bottom of the MacBook did not lift. That right there is genius engineering. I love when a notebook does this. And I see that, actually the opposite of that, all the time with a Windows laptop. Hopefully this thing boots. It has trouble booting sometimes unless it's plugged in. Unfortunately, the battery is kind of shot. So, yeah, let me just plug this in to the single USB-C port that it has. That is one major downfall about this MacBook, is that it's severely limited on I/O. We've got a single USB-C port on the left, right? And on the right, we've got a headphones jack. And that's it. Dude, I swear, I just had this thing booted yesterday. It definitely has issues with the battery. And by the way, I should make it clear, I actually didn't buy this. I got it for free from backmarket.com. No, today's video is not sponsored, but I did get this as part of a sponsorship with Backmarket. It's booting. It's booting. We are good to go. So for now, I'm just going to keep it plugged in. I'm pretty sure the battery is just shot. So guys, yes, I mean, I literally got this notebook for free. And honestly, that's one of the biggest reasons of why this MacBook is so special to me. Not only because of its design, but especially because I got it free of charge and a payment from Backmarket. Like, that is one of my favorite sponsorships I have ever received. Okay, so let's bring the camera a little closer here and let's do a real-time camera shot of what I love about this notebook. First of all, guys, I've said it many times, I love the weight, I love the thinness. Like, look at that. That is the thinnest MacBook I have ever had in my life. It's stupidly thin. And the display, look at my face. Look at my face. The display is actually really bright for a 2017 Retina display. So let's turn the brightness down a little bit. And just to confirm, it does say right here, Retina 12-inch 2017, 1.2 gigahertz dual-core Intel Core M3, Intel HD graphics. Ugh, that's always been really bad. 615 with 1536 megs of VRAM, memory 8 gigabytes of RAM, and serial number and macOS Ventura. It says it's running. But I want to give you guys an example. So basically, my test with an old computer is to see how well it can run media-rich websites such as Apple.com. So check this out. Not only does it load pretty fast, and of course there's the MacBook Air I was just talking about. Sorry, I just realized I said MacBook and not MacBook Air. But yeah, so we've got the MacBook Air and the MacBook Neo. Obviously the MacBook Neo is the cheaper one. But yeah, check it out. It actually scrolls really well. And obviously this is a 60 Hz display, but even then, I think it actually feels really nice. There's something always about Apple's 60 Hz displays. Maybe it's me being the Apple fanboy, I don't know, but there's something higher about it. Meaning it just feels like a 90 Hz display when I know it's not really 90 Hz, but it's just hard to explain. Like a 60 Hz display feels better than something I would get from like a 60 Hz laptop from, you know, Dell, Lenovo, or whatever. So let's load up a video and see how the audio sounds. Now, obviously, I have a microphone on my head right now, so you're not going to get the true audio test. Of course, I'm not signed in right now. And as you can see, it's not the fastest at loading, and unfortunately, we don't have Touch ID. We don't have anything like that on this MacBook, so this is a bare bones laptop. And my iPad just told me we signed in, so that's good. That's good that I didn't have to put my password in. So let me turn on dark mode so I don't blind you guys or even blind myself. So appearance, dark theme. And as you can see, it delays quite a bit. So it's not the fastest laptop, obviously, but it is more than capable. So let's bring up my dad's Ham Shack video.
Everything was overwhelmed.
It's definitely a little laggy. But honestly, this is a very usable laptop considering how thin and light it is. So let's see how fast we can skip forward here. It's actually not bad. Not bad.
Current voltage. It's Ohm's law.
You get an audio test.
Light times R. E is voltage equals current times resistance.
So
like
yeah, so there's clearly not a lot of bass going on right now, and I can just hear the tinniness, if that makes sense. A lot of treble going on. And I will say the contrast ratio is nowhere near as impressive as what I experience all the time on my 2021 MacBook Pro and my iPad Pro and my TV and whatever. Just in general, the contrast ratio isn't as good as what we're used to nowadays. But keep in mind, this is a 2017 laptop. It's a Retina display from back then. It's so ultra thin. And something I have not mentioned is this is fanless. Like, this is quite literally a fanless computer. Now, that's both a good thing and a bad thing, because with fanless, it's good because it's going to be literally just a silent operation. I mean, the only noise you're going to get is from the, you know, typing on your keyboard or noise from your speakers. It's literally a fanless computer. And I've always been a huge fan, no pun intended, of fanless computers. Isn't the MacBook Neo fanless? Is the MacBook Neo fanless? I'm pretty sure it is. Yes, the 2026 MacBook Neo is a fanless device, and I love that. So in theory, the MacBook Neo should outperform this computer big time, despite having no fans, simply because it runs Apple architecture. Again, it's quite literally running an iPhone chip in a computer. And I think that just speaks volumes in regards to where we are with technology. Seriously, guys, if you would have said 10 years ago that, oh, hey, my laptop is running a chip that is in my phone, people would laugh at you. They'd be like, dude, you're not going to get any real work done on that. But nowadays, it's not even, I mean, an argument, I guess you could say, an argument. It's always going to perform well. I mean, as long as you keep realistic expectations in mind. So there's nothing stopping me from editing my vlogs on something like the MacBook Neo. Now, I don't prefer that. I prefer my MacBook Pro. But guys, this MacBook right here can actually run Final Cut. So watch this. I'm actually going to launch it. And I'm not even going to make any cuts here. It takes a little while to launch. It's definitely not the fastest app to run on something like the MacBook. And if anything, this thing is probably struggling already. But I will say, I actually used to use this MacBook to edit my gaming clips for my gaming channel when I actually ran a gaming channel. Now we're getting the beach ball of death. It's okay. It's okay. I'm not going to make any cuts. Okay, there you go. So we're running version 10.6.6. So far, so good. And we are good to go. I don't think I have any projects here. No, I don't. But let me just create a dummy project. So let me just call this project 1080p 1920 by 1080. And we're good. We are ready to edit. Now with the display this small, it is 12-inch. Obviously, I recommend going full screen to just, try to take advantage of as much real estate as you possibly can. And there you go. Final Cut Pro. Now, I'm curious, how fast does it load once it's in memory? So let's say this should take like 5-10 seconds tops. Obviously a lot faster. There you go. There you go. So again, that's just me keeping expectations in check. Okay, but the biggest controversy of all. I am not ashamed to say this, guys. I am a huge fan of this butterfly keyboard. I love how shallow it is. Look at this. There is next to no travel. This is not a very professional video. But I love how this keyboard feels. I don't care what anybody tells me. Yes, the hardware might fail at some point. But for me personally, so far, this keyboard has been perfect. I love the low travel. I love the clickiness. I love how flat everything feels. I'm a huge fan of this keyboard. So check this out. Let's see how I type. I'm kind of typing. Well, I messed up already. So I'm gonna have to turn the MacBook towards me and actually get comfortable here. So come here. Let's get up close and personal, shall we? So here we go. Starting now. I love how this feels. Of course I messed up. It's not gonna be perfect. That's up to me. That's not up to the keyboard. I'm messing up a lot. I'm so nervous. Okay, so 84 words per minute. Normally I get like 92 or like 94. 93% accuracy. It actually wasn't bad considering how many mistakes I made. Anyway, I'm not going to make you guys watch me. But I will say the MacBook is already getting quite warm. Quite warm. This just wasn't a very good processor for its time, and obviously it's still not a good processor nowadays. But if I had to make a point here, guys, this is a very usable MacBook. If you are looking to get into the Mac and you're looking for something simple and thin, now obviously I'm going to always recommend the MacBook Neo because that's what any sane person would do, because you can get one for $600 or just $500 if you have an educational discount. However, I am serious when I say this is a great starter laptop if you're just looking to get into macOS. So I just want to see what this is selling for on eBay. Obviously, I'm never going to sell my own because I love this computer. And no, I don't use it every day. This is my first time realistically using it in probably over a year. But this recently sold for, let me see, not MacBook Pro, not Touch Bar, MacBook 12-inch 2017. Here we go. Almost the same stats. This one's a little faster. $190. $190. That's a good price. Like if you just even want to experience the butterfly keyboard and all the controversy, then go for it. Anyway, as always, this mini vlog has been all over the place, but I just wanted to give this MacBook 2017 some love on YouTube because I truly feel like it's a beautiful laptop. I love everything about it. Now, unfortunately, once this video is done, I'm going to do this. Check it out. Shut down. And perhaps I'll see you again in a few months because I don't have any realistic reason to use this because I have my MacBook Pro. But hey, now and then maybe I'll boot it up, just try to play around with the keyboard on monkeytype.com and whatever. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. And again, a huge thank you to Anker for sponsoring today's video. Check them out, guys. They make good stuff. Honestly, I've been using their products for years, so that sponsorship was a really easy deal for me to just say yes to. So Anker, thank you. All right, guys, if you have any other mini vlog ideas, let me know. Perhaps the MacBook Pro Touch Bar is up next. That's definitely more controversial, and believe me, I'll be a lot more negative towards that notebook than I am this notebook. Now, the Touch Bar definitely had a lot of potential. It just wasn't needed. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you soon.